Maybe you've heard of it. We've seen countless cases from the United States to China to Japan. Today, we're going to learn about a horrible case. It happened on the land of Vietnam itself. This is so peaceful. It's a scary case. It's happening right here in the capital of our country. Wrong is Hanoi. You are watching the case of restoring Yen Lake. The killer hired a taxi to carry the body. Tang in the Red River, on the Real Case channel. And as usual, if this story makes an impression on you, don't hesitate to leave a like as an encouragement for us. If this is the first time we've met, press track channel and turn on notification bell to update the most classic cases. Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam. It is the political and cultural center of the country. Our case today, it happened again in Jalam District, Hanoi. This case has made people extremely confusion and panic. The 13th of October 2000 at 12:30 p.m. Mr. Tran reached the age of 31 in Linh Nam, Hanoi, fishing on the Red River. Go fishing with your wife. The river fishing boat just left the shore not far away. Then we spotted a strange object floating on the water. It's about 30 meters away. With the fishermen, this will be a daily story, because there's often trash floating on the water. But this time is different. The object has a human form. It's like a mannequin. He felt there was nothing too much to worry about. I want to keep going fishing, not to be late for daily work. But your wife is dead. You're curious what it is. So, he came close to seeing. The terrible thing is, it's not trash, or part of a mannequin at all. It's a human leg. He was in a panic and immediately called the police. After Jalam District Police received the news, a police force has been dispatched to the scene. They immediately recovered the body, floating on the river and bringing it to the shore. After inspection, they found that this is the left leg of the body. This is clearly not a normal case. Then the functional force focus on searching the surrounding area to find the rest of the body. Not long after, search team quickly spotted in the bush, there's a skull on the shore. Even though the process of decomposition has begun, but the police can still see it. This is the head of a young girl. About 3:30 in the afternoon, the search team found new traces. On a pile of abandoned trash in the grass, there's been flies and new traces of cement. The police immediately used the tools to dig concrete. Where do you dig? That's a terrible smell. And after removing the cement, the victim's body was exposed, wrapped in a blanket and tied around. In addition to the head and left leg that's been dissected, the rest of the body is still intact. The girl doesn't wear anything, just wrapped in a blanket. The nails are painted white. Nail polish blue. There's a lotus flower tattoo on the ankle. Outside the exam, there may even be traces of being stabbed with a knife multiple times. The body has begun the process of heavy decomposition. After determining that this is a case especially serious, the city police have reported the situation to the Ministry of Public Security, head of the agency. Investigation, as indicated, also came to the scene to guide the local police to do better investigative work. Forensic reports indicate the victim was about 18 years old, 6 feet in the chest, some stab wounds about 4 centimeters. The cause of death was a puncture in the upper part of the lung, right antim, leading to death from acute blood loss. Time. The death was confirmed about 3 days ago. That's 10/10. The body was later transferred to the German General Hospital, jailed for preservation. Then, the police have revealed some characteristics of the victim. I hope someone knows the information. It will provide more traces for the police to help identify the victims as soon as possible. The next morning, the victim's mother recognized her daughter through her tattoos. Lotus flowers on the right ankle. In the photo, she said a few months ago, "You moved out to live alone." By comparing DNA, the police have confirmed the girl's identity as Benny Lake, born in 2006 from Hanoi. She participated in the contest Ho Restore Vietnam out by 2000, not 100-2. Time to enter the contest. She enrolled as a theater college student and Hanoi Cinema won 2000, not hundreds of to Benny Lake won the second place. You have also been evaluated. He was one of the outstanding contestants in the competition, with a beautiful face. During an interview with a reporter, Lake Yenny once said, "You try to win the title. It's not about connecting with the elite. It's about challenging yourself. You want to pass this opportunity. Make yourself more confident and communicate. Be positive to everyone." She also added that She is currently single and wants to focus on her studies. Enhance your professional knowledge. You want to achieve your artistic dreams. You're still chasing. You have a pretty quiet life. Sometimes you share some moments of your life every day and go on social media. It's mostly photos. When you're volunteering, she shared on her personal page that just have love, be grateful and treat the world with kindness. The last world, I will also repay my kindness. A beautiful young girl. Enthusiasm with life is too painful to leave. Many people can't help but feel sorry. A director in the contest Ho Restore Vietnam Audi said, "You have a great admiration for Yen Ni Lake." After the competition, the AI is also interested in her situation. After hearing the rumors, send a message to the lake to ask, but I didn't get any feedback. Then on the net also Lan very quickly transmitted the heartbreaking photos of the restoration, and this is even more painful. Of your family and friends. Increased to multiples. Finally the family of Yen Ni. They decided to do the fire. The body for you. They hope that your soul will be saved. And no longer be encumbered by worldly afflictions. More. The victim of this case is a public figure. Was murdered in a very cruel way. So the incident caused a wild wave. Carrying public opinion. Investigation Committee of Hanoi Police immediately launch an investigation. He promised to arrest the criminal. The police are starting now. Rebuild the victim's social network. Combined with the traces found, police have identified a suspect. This guy is an 8-year-old from Thailand. Based on the surveillance images obtained, after the case came to light, the only thing that seems to have been scared and hiding. Police have been tracking him since he left the apartment. Go to Giep 8 bus station to Tai Bin. He was carrying a backpack. Ticket purchase records indicate Rao. Thank you. I bought tickets to several different places. Clear purpose is to disrupt the investigation. The police at the same time. Public. They have also conducted investigations in many localities, not just the Pacific. Trace the victim's relationships. To which province is that local blockade? Provide a photo of the identity of the subject to the border gates. Offer support in case you flee abroad. No, the police have not found any trace of the dog. You're a Pacific man with a wife and kids. Thanks for living with my family in Hanoi. In the early 2000s, he separated from his wife. Then through friends. The victim was found in the lake. According to the investigation, they have a close relationship. We dated and appeared in many places. Through checking the bank account, the police discovered, I once had a trade with the lake. This transaction is worth VND 50 million. After Yen Ni Lake received the money, I don't see any other major expenses. Right now, the police have identified a hiding place of Duet Daikan. It's a deserted house in the countryside. We had to race against time to find it. This is a remote village. There's no surveillance. So even though I know the hiding place of my only son, the police have not determined exactly what house is it. To avoid hitting the grass snake, the police conducted a secret search. They're checking every house. The abandoned house that the sub was hiding around was filled with weeds. The walls are old and crumbling. Through the temperature camera, the police identified him as hiding in an apartment of the house. To prevent casualties from happening, the police have reported the situation of the dog, trying to get him to surrender voluntarily. To mitigate the punishment, realize that you have committed a serious crime. Once arrested, they will face the death penalty, and he didn't want to give up his life like that. He had a knife hiding under the bed. He threatened the police at the door. Or he'll kill himself with a knife. This situation, the police can only hurt the spirit of the first. He even invited his uncle to advise him, but it didn't work. My attitude is still the same. It's even crazier. Realize that the situation is getting worse. The police asked the uncle. Continue to chat with the can. To divert his attention. Taking advantage of the opportunity, the authorities broke through the door. I realized I had been cheated. So angrily brandished a knife into his stomach, her chest and neck. As soon as the police enter the room, have control and perform emergency immediately. Then, take him to the local general hospital for treatment. During this time, the police constantly advise to ease his mood. Prevent the wound from tearing back. About 11 p.m. 14/10, Deputy Director, Hanoi Police announced at a press conference, after Persian hours investigate and find sword. The police have successfully arrested the suspect. Currently, the police are waiting for his recovery to continue the investigation. If he's really the perpetrator, they will be punished according to the law. Fortunately, the location of the wound is unique. It's not dangerous locations that cause loss of life. After being treated, the bioindex has stabilized. Consciousness is also becoming conscious. The police officer accepted the police interrogation. Right now, he realized he had no way out. He finally told the police the reason. Why did they take the life of Lake Yan-ni? At the beginning of 2000, not hundreds to be he saw the victim as a Lake Ni-yan at the award ceremony. Ho ho long dress Vietnam. I was deeply attracted to you. Later discovered, your father is your old acquaintance. So, I was very happy. He managed to get in touch with Ben's father, and then got to know their daughter. After the only Ken and Yan-ni Lake met, he used a business excuse to separate from his wife. Then he went to Jalam district, renting an apartment alone. Build an image of yourself as a successful man, old and single. Then, he often appears in events where the Lake Ni-yan participated. Find every opportunity to contact Yan-ni Lake, and from there find common ground between the two of you. Gradually the image that the soul can build has left a beautiful impression with Yan-ni Lake. Then the two of you move into a loving relationship. At first everything was sweet. Thanks only you always know the heart of Lake Yan-ni, without much cost. But finally the sweet love is gone. Thank you for admitting that. I suddenly told him that I needed $50,000 to solve the job. But it's not clear what that is. This makes the only person in doubt. But in reality, it's not redundant. As he always said, he has to pay rent every month, plus subsidies for wife and children. 50 million to him is not a small amount of money. Moreover, he doesn't know what is the purpose of this money for. That's why I don't want to spend this money. But Ni Lake constantly insists that he will pay. Again at the earliest time. To maintain their image. Thank you for lending money to Lake Yan-ni. But days go by. Lake Yan-ni did not pay the debt as promised. Your patience is also lacking. To the 10th of October 2000 to BA. Thank you for meeting Yan-ni Lake. You're as normal as ever when you go out to dinner. Right now, I got a message asking for rent from the landlord, which made him very upset. Even so, I am still trying to keep my beautiful image. After returning to the apartment in the center of Jalam district, I immediately talked to the tiger, Yan-ni, on the issue of debt repayment. I can't believe you still choose to avoid it, and don't pay. This makes the tension between the two of you higher. I give thanks in anger. He held the knife on the table, hands many times on the chest of Ho Yan-ni. I have lost too much blood, so no longer able to fight back. And then I thought I could escape from sin. This error. So I took the body of Yan-ni to the bathroom, perform an autopsy on her body. The next day he buy a big foam box to put Yan-ni Lake's body there. It's even sealed with adhesive tape. And then he thought someone committed suicide in the Red River nearby. The body was discovered after a long time and can't be identified. He decided to choose the location of the body at the Red River. That night he hired a taxi driver, put the foam box, Ho Yan-ni's body in the trunk of the car. The driver found the box heavy. You should show your willingness to help and ask what's in it. Just answer the question, get it done. Then to the Red River. Then, he threw the foot of the lake into the river. I hope that fish will quickly make this body part disappear. Then he continued to find another place to fly Tang. He wrapped the rest in a blanket, buried under the Red River, in a grass shrub that dumps trash on the surface. He put a lot of rocks on it as a cover. After completion, please continue to contact the taxi driver and carefree return home. But he couldn't help but worry. Assume that the crime method, yours, is not perfect enough. So on Monday afternoon, he bought some cement, trying to pour over the body to cover the tracks. On the morning of October 13th, I drove to the Red River, pouring cement into the body. Then he came to the river to identify the body part that was dumped. It was washed away by water before. He then returned to his apartment comfortably. Thoughts will never be discovered. But only you were wrong. The case he committed. It's all over social media. Even the body was only washed 30 meters away. Find many ways to escape, but in the end he was caught and be punished for his crimes. People also think that 50 million may not be the only cause to get the only person to act like that. His wife also told the police that, "Your husband is not a bad person. Use violence to solve problems." According to his wife's description, when he was young, he went to Hanoi to seek better educational conditions as well as more job opportunities. After marriage, he has temporarily returned to his hometown in Thailand. He must have settled in Hanoi with his wife. The wife said, "He is also determined in his career, and we've made some progress. However, it seems that he is quite ambitious and not much satisfied with what has been achieved. He started using the money he'd accumulated to open a bar, karaoke and a bar. Then I started participating in recreational activities, local like fishing and chicken kicking, but things didn't go as expected. Both stores went bankrupt due to poor management. They were also involved in small debts. Starting from 2000 to BA, he told his wife that he wanted to go to Jeollam district, participate in your investment project. Then he lives alone with his wife. Even if you know your husband is cheating, but you don't think it's him either, can do something. The sky is so bright." Based on current traces, Deputy Director of Hanoi City Police said, "I was alone during the time of the crime. No signs of banned substance use. About whether there's an accomplice or not, whether or not there is another crime, we need to continue to investigate. Before there is more information about the case, only you will be arrested." Tragedy happened, with the restoration of Lake Yanni made for the whole family. My friends and those around me are heartbroken. What do you think about this case? Please leave your comments under the comments section. And before you leave, don't forget to like, select channel tracking and turn on notification to update the separation cases, the most interesting channel. The case is real.